my name's Charlotte. This first one is one of my own songs. It's called Streets of London.
So how did you get into busking in the first place?
I started busking because I really wanted to play my music for anybody that would listen to it, and it wasn't really working online. I was putting things online and I was like, I have no audience. So I decided to just go and find my own audience in London and just like pitch up somewhere and play and see if anybody wanted to listen.
Telling stories by the riverside.
So how do you go about getting a license to do this?
Well, at the time, they just brought it in, so for everybody that was regular down here, we all had to go in and have an audition. And now I think they have regular auditions twice a year. And it's in the South Bank Centre, and it's all controlled by them. They have auditions, and it's all free, but you have to have public liability insurance to perform down here.
There's music on the streets of London.
So I'm surprised to hear that you actually make like full-time living from this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I started doing it because I wanted to get my music out there, and that was really the only reason I was doing it. But I met a whole community of street performers, and they all did it full time. And I was working in a pub at the time, and I realised that there were so many times when I would have to be here, and then I would have to leave to go to the pub. And I just think I'm making more money doing it down there than I am at the pub. And what's the point of this? So I ended up jacking in the pub job and just doing this full time.
I just need your ear, so won't you join me?
So you've got a really nice spot here, but do you busk anywhere else?
Yeah, I've been to Germany. I busked in Berlin and Cologne, and they were nice. But I think London is the best place. There's so many people around all the time looking for something to do. So to be a street performer in London is just amazing because everybody's excited about the city, and it's the best place for street performing, I think.
Yeah, I get lonely.
Obviously it's great when it's really nice weather, but what do you do when it's a rainy day?
I get to have a day off when it rains. I'm really hard on myself, and I don't really give myself a day off unless it's raining because I can't really justify it. So I have 4 different weather apps, and I check them all, and I sort of do an average and see if they think, and if everyone says rain, then I just give myself a well-needed day off. And I also do a bit of songwriting because yeah, that's kind of what I want to be doing as well. So.
And you'll always find me there. There's music on the streets of London.
So obviously you have a lot of good experiences, but have you had some bad ones too?
Yeah, it's always good. I always have a good time, but there are a couple of times where people you're standing there with your money out basically. So I've had a couple of people steal my money in the past, and there was one really bad one where he's a regular. We all know his face now, so we all know to just close our cases when he comes by. I was on the tube the other day. I was just doing my thing, and this guy walked past and just looked at me, and he shouted so loudly, like couldn't have shouted louder, "You're shit!" and I was just, and it really made me, more than anything, it just made me jump, and I was like, oh, that was surprising. But then it was sort of like a nice moment happened after, where another man was coming down the escalator and just went, "You're not shit," and I was like, thanks.
My heart's to London, you know everything, and you'll always find me there. There's music on the streets of London. There's music in my heart. There's music on the streets of London. That's where we are, that's where we are. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.